Hello viewers, welcome to this edition of the Bantaba. This week we have a special guest, the Mayor for Banjul, Malick Lowe. Madam Mayor, welcome to the Bantaba.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mane.
Congratulations, Ma, on your recent ascendancy as President of Rafela. I know this is a big thing personally for you, but what does this mean for the Gambia?
I think many people keep asking me what does it mean for Gambia. Indeed, it means a lot. I'm sure taking Gambia on top of the map, that alone means a lot for Gambia. I've met so many people in Kisumu, for example, who have never heard of Gambia before. But today, I'm sure 90% of the people who were there knew about Gambia simply because of the presidency. So indeed it means a lot to me, and I am honored also and grateful to the people of the Gambia. Definitely I am sure I could not have been the president without the involvement of the Gambia government, and indeed my brother, His Excellency Adam Barrow. So it has so many significance for the Gambia, especially the women and youth. So I think I will leave it there for the meantime.
How does it feel to be congratulated, not only by your party, but even the central government? Does that make you feel good?
I don't think I have a congratulations message so far from the government, and having it from my party and indeed from the Gambians, I think that alone is enough. This is not to use as a bluff, or for Rafela is there to touch the lives of people, to change lives of people. So for me, what is more important is the impact that Rafela is bringing to the Gambia, and not who congratulates me or not.
We will talk about your development issues and your achievements, distinguished, which have actually been distinguished and quite effective later in the interview. But first, I just want to take you back a little bit to give us a brief history of who Malick Lowe is. We know that your father, a former mayor, was a PPP kingpin, but you decided to join the UDP. Why did you decide to do that?
My father was diehard PPP, and even, as I said, my extended family members and close ones, most of them, during the time of Jawara, I can say that 80% of the people in the Gambia were PPP, and I don't know for what reason why, but I was not a PPP fan.
When you broke the glass ceiling by becoming the Gambia's first female elected mayor in 2018, many people thought it would open a lot of doors for other Gambian women, or for greater women participation in politics. Why do you think that hasn't happened?
I wouldn't say it hasn't happened. You have to understand where we were before and now. I think after my elections, it has triggered so many attentions, and you can see that many women has also come to the political arena. And if you look at it, during the parliamentary elections, we already have about 19 candidates. So, and I think women are becoming so brave now to stand and say, okay, we want to represent ourselves. So it is not that I have to disagree with you that why it is not happening. I am the view that it is happening, that women are becoming braver to be part of the political discourse.
So far, during your first term as mayor, it has been described as quite distinguished and even effective, if not successful. What would you ascribe to this success? In other words, why do you think you've been able to achieve so fast within this short space?
Mr. Mane, I think my weapon is inclusiveness. I am one person who listens so much. I ask and I listen as well, and I include people also in whatever I'm doing. So sometimes as a leader, people think that people give us all the credits because they're not seeing the background. But I can tell you it is not Malick Lowe. If you go right across here, you will see that the team are there busy doing what they're supposed to do. And we have other people also that are outside of the box. They are not part of the council, but also they have, they also contributed. They contribute a lot towards the development of council. So this is not only Malick Lowe, but definitely the team is at the background.
Lord Mayor, I know your successes have been many since you assumed office. Can you list some of them?
Yeah, just across the street here, or just next door, you can see the town hall that we started. We mobilized resources for the counterpart contribution, and then the foundation from onset. I laid the stone of the foundation, so that is something that I've been very proud of. And if you go also just about 100 meters, you will see that we have the Youth for Excellence also at the Campament Mental Home there. And this is also another success. So, and all this success related or has to do with the manifesto. Because as I said, the manifesto is the bond between the candidate and the electorates. So if you go back to the manifesto and read it properly, you will see that it has addressed things such as bringing waste management trucks, bringing waste management bins, the building of the town hall, the building of the Youth for Excellence, the EU project, of course. If you go to Crab Island, bringing a radio for Banjul, the abattoir, the toilets, the giving out school fees to children, creating the Malick Lowe Women and Youth Empowerment, which is we have given $10 million to the women, and indeed many others. But what is more very dear to my heart is the school fees or the education side, because that I think from my own point of view or from what I believe that is the tool for the future. So I believe if I want to help women and youth to empower them well, is to give them education, especially the boys and girls.
You have always had the intention to work on a state-of-the-art hospital at some point here in Banjul, like you've told me once during an encounter. I don't know if those intentions are still alive.
I once have investors who wanted to do this, but unfortunately it doesn't work, to be quite honest. But it was already at a very, I think at a very high stage of them almost preparing to make a very modern hospital, but unfortunately it does not work. You know, here in the Gambia, politics, yes, hinders a lot of things for us.
Even before you became mayor, you were already seen as a self-made woman who is an inspiration to thousands of young Gambians out there. Mm-hmm. What drives you?
I was an entrepreneur, and I am still one, because if you look at most of the things that the hotels were buying or are buying, mostly are bought from Wakirohi. So, and to be quite honest, the business is still going on, but on a smaller scale now, because I don't have the time to engage on the business so much. But this is what I was doing, and I'm still doing it, but as I said, in a smaller scale.
Interesting. Lord Mayor, you have been fighting, you have known to be fighting for the strengthening and independence of local councils in the Gambia. In fact, during a town hall meeting, you disclosed that a sitting mayor, elected official, in this case, for example, in your own case, anytime you require or would want to travel outside of the country on official trips, you are required to seek approval from a certain ministry. How does that make you feel as an elected official?
Yeah, if you say fighting for local government, I think you're even fighting for local government. and I think everybody should fight for local government, because we are closer to the people. We know the problem of the people. We should filter the problem of the people up. So, and I think everybody will agree that the bottom-up approach of governance is what develops a country. So about clearance, which they said is an executive order, I don't know, I've tested the waters. I said it the last time, I said I'm traveling without clearance, and I did, and I came back and nothing happens. So I'm still waiting.
You did without clearance?
Yes, because it's an executive order, and I know that I don't think the president has any interest in this. You know, sometimes they use their powers, you know, to do things that they know very well that is not necessary at all. You cannot just tell a mayor you cannot travel because you don't have a clearance. So I think now it's important for people to start testing the waters. So it's not that they're going to put your life in jail or anything. So you test the waters and see what will happen.
And how far do you intend to test the waters? Would you, at some point, if you are required to take the issue to court?
You know, not necessary. Sometimes it's just a waste of resources and a waste of time. You don't have to battle everything in court.
Yeah.
So if it is a law, indeed, I will respect the law. If it is a law. But you cannot tell me this is an executive order when I know very well that the president doesn't even have interest of who is traveling or not, whether you have the clearance or not. I've seen the MPs. MPs don't have clearance to travel, So this is why I said I will keep testing the waters until they flank a red flag.
Mayor, Gambian politics is mean, but obviously you don't shy away from fights. There are those who, I mean, your critics said that is unbecoming of a mayor. What do you say to them?
That I am a fighter.
Yes, that they said that you fight too much, and perhaps
fighting.
That is.
You know, the problem is I think people cannot differentiate fighting, unnecessary fight, and fighting for your rights. I told you that we are nearer to the people. The people don't. You cannot tell me that, for example, I've been trying to get a GPPA clearance to buy LED lights for Banjul. When people, I have over how many? If you look at all these are all letters that I'm receiving from people because they cannot wait. They cannot wait at all. Their streets are dark and they cannot wait. The old people cannot go to the mosque or to the church, and then I have to just wait because I need to go to follow the regulation of GPPA. So yes, it is a regulation. It's a good practice and I respect it. You know, but sometimes you cannot just wait for until 10 people die and then you say, okay, I'm sorry because I was waiting for GPPA or so. So I don't fight unnecessary fight, and I don't fight people's fight also. For me, whenever you see Malick Lowe opening her mouth so wide, if you take the yardstick, then you will see that definitely there is an iota of truth that they are wrong. Because you cannot just disrespect me, come to my city and do whatever you want, and then just go away and say, because sometimes if people say, okay, we are thinking it because you're jigging, I don't want to wear that. I don't want nobody to sympathize with me because I am a female. No, I don't want that. I don't want anybody to sympathize with me because I am a female. But because I am a female doesn't mean that you have to come and do whatever you want and then just go. No, it doesn't work that way. So I am not somebody who just go out and stand on the street and say, hey man, come, then you're kind of here. No. Sometimes you cannot understand the pressure we have as mayors. It's too much. And some people, because of politics, they always think that they can pin us down and do whatever they want. Not with me. No.
There are talks, Lord Mayor, that you are not in good terms with most senior members of the United Democratic Party. Are there any substances?
I think that's still news. I've been hearing that every day. And I'm sure when I went to the airport, you have seen these likes of Auntie Yamseka,
yes,
the life of Yamunda Yabo, the life of Honorable Dabo, the KKBs, and others. So I think these are the UDP cabals, so senior cabals. So I've been hearing this just like, oh my God, you know, every year there is a scandal for Malick Lowe. So these things doesn't worry me, and I am telling you that I am in a good relationship with my party.
You have a turbulent past with the Barrow administration in particular. How are relations now with the central government?
I've never had a problem with the Barrow administration, never. You know, this is what I'm saying. Today they said I have a problem with the Barrow administration. Tomorrow is with the UDP, and the next day is with the people of Banjul. Every day there is something for Malick Lowe.
Lord Mayor, in the past you did have confrontations with some.
Confrontation and problem is not the same, because we can disagree to agree. So that doesn't mean that the problem will escalate up to the extent of we become enemies. If I tell you I have a lot of friends in NPP, you wouldn't believe it. Even ministers who are very, very close to me. But you know, the Gambian politics, if you visit Mane at home, it means Mane is your best friend. I don't know, sometimes they cannot differentiate best friend, a friend, a neighbor, and a stranger, and I don't know even how to say it. For Gambia, everybody kisuma harit la, kisuma best friend la, kisuma harit la, kisuma best friend la. If you visit somebody, automatically the next day when kisuma harit the woman sets one. So if you talk to for example, if I talk to Fatumata how to call it, Fatumata Jawara of Ma Foundation, for example. Who is a friend, a childhood friend, we know each other since Banjul, blah blah blah, and they said Rohey Malick Lowe NPP la in this small Gambia. So this small Gambia, if you want to avoid Mane, or you want to avoid Aida, or you want to avoid Penda, I don't know how you can live. It's very difficult, because Gambia, we are just 2 million. So if 1 million is UDP and 500,000 is NPP, 250,000 is GDC, the other 100,000 is whatever. So if I am not talking with 1 million people in the Gambia, then there's a problem. Then I have a problem. So politics does not separate me from friends and family, no.
Mayor, there are those who said that your party, the United Democratic Party, is in a disarray, that it's in some sort of a utter disorder, if you like. What do you think the future holds for the United Democratic Party?
If you tell me the party is in disarray, you have to give me examples and tell me this is why they said this. But you cannot just come and tell me something is blue when it is white, and you don't give me any justification.
Well, critics said that DDP is acting or behaving like the proverbial ostrich, instead of facing the stark reality that your party, the United Democratic Party, needs structural changes in the way and
let me
manner
help you. I totally agree.
It conducts its
I
politics.
totally agree, but let me help you here. You know, I don't know how to say this, but there were times during the Yaya Jammeh era, UDP used to boycott elections. And then people will come out and say UDP Dena, UDP Dena. I will tell you something. If you look at the color UDP yellow, their militants are also like that. They like, you know, they active when it is necessary.
Yeah.
And when it is not necessary, they go back to their own corners. Just wait and see. You will know whether UDP is in disarray or not.
The issue of tribalism. How do you think we should tackle it? Because obviously it has become quite pervasive in the Gambia today.
But I'm not saying tribalism is not the problem of Gambia, but I think the partisan politics is more problem than tribalist. It's more problem than tribalism. Mm-hmm. So I will agree with you that we have a problem, and we need reconciliation, and we need to move forward. But to achieve that, everybody have to accept that I was part of the mistake. I was part of the mistake. Some people just think that they can do any harm and just walk away like that and pretend like nothing has never happened. We are all human beings. Sometimes we do mistakes. I do, and you also do. But we have also conscience. I cannot just pretend like man dara hew. So and then problem is money. It doesn't work like that. So yes, tribalism is happening. But man luma for honestly, the partisan politics is mooy li nga xam ne moo dominate tribalism in the Gambia. So we need to work on that.
And what should we do in order for us to get rid of that partisan politics that seem to be dominating all spheres?
Indeed, partisan politics, fuck mo am, because everybody belongs to a party.
Yeah.
So, and politics is something that we do every day. But I think our leaders need to see eye to eye. They need to see eye to eye. And from there, then we can take it up from there. The problem is not me or you. And as I said, our leaders is to sit and see eye to eye.
Mayor, the election cycle will be open or be opening very soon. Do you intend to seek re-election?
Let's wait until the time comes. It is too early. Now we are talking about Malick, the president of Rafela. Let's digest that first and wait.
Finally, what are your political ambitions? Particularly, wouldn't you want to lead the UDP?
As I said, at the moment I'm the president of African Capital Cities Sustainability Forum. I'm the vice chair of the Global Parliament of Mayors. I am the president of Rafela Africa. Let's take it on that lenses first. Let's look at it on that context and see what the future will bring.
Melo, is there any closing remarks, observations, or perhaps a comment that you think is of significance that we did not bring up during the course of this interview?
Yeah, just to say that I'm still digesting the win, and I am grateful to every woman in the Gambia. They play a very significant role to put me where I am today. And I keep saying this because women came out in their numbers in May 2018, fought so hard to change the status quo. Because then, it was, the believing was, women should be seen but not heard.
Now
the traditional norms,
the status quo has changed?
Our traditional norms and cultural norms were saying we belong to the home. And those barriers are what the women of the Gambia and the women of Banjul came out in their numbers to break those barriers. So I can never forget that history. And that's what makes me, that's what triggered the goal for me to become the president of Rafela, and also to be the vice chair of Global Parliament of Mayors, and also to be the president of African Capital Cities Sustainability Forum. So I cannot forget that. All of you know, funga dano, funga set, do set funga fakatol, funga set, do set funga dano. So I am grateful. I am grateful to each and every woman in the Gambia. I am grateful to our mothers. I am grateful to our aunties. But I am also grateful to our uncles and our husbands. I always say something. If a woman wants something, men, they always support us. If a woman is looking for something, on a normal circumstances, it's woman who should come and support. But try it and see, and you will see who will be most at the forefront. I've tasted, and I wish you have a sister or a daughter also who will come on the political arena. But by then, everything will be over, because in the next 10 years we are thinking that definitely women will take charge. Yes.
Madam Malick Lowe, Lord Mayor of Banjul, it's been my pleasure. Thank you, ma.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mane.